the team or the consumers really knew what to expect when we entered early access as early as we did. Not to turn a phrase there, it was 3 months into our principal development. We have 2.5 year, 3 year projected development. Yeah. One of the key things is just obviously it's a learning experience. Trying to get a build out on a somewhat reasonable frequency of every month is our usual goal, and to have it be feature complete and functional enough for a large user base to have a good time in it. I mean, because it's a competitive and heart-beating game.
And in terms of the early access model, do you find continued success operating under that?
Definitely. I mean, we passed. I was at PAX South, and I think, it was PAX South early this year, and we passed 3 million. It was nothing that we had expected. Definitely nothing Dean had expected.
Well, in terms of some of those features that you talked about, rolling them out regularly, what are some that the DayZ players can look forward to?
Well, coming up soon, we're looking at rolling out a pack of 3 new vehicles paired with the functionality of those required parts and operational fluids. That bringing back that whole feeling of I found a vehicle, it could be one of any different type of vehicles, and I have to either pair with myself or have a friend watch the vehicle and go out and find the resources required to get it out. It's not one of those, I found a vehicle, let's use it. It's more, I want this, I have to put the time in to get it working.
Well, because I know so many people focus heavily on the PvP component. That sounds like very much so the shift to the survival side of things.
Well, we've done a lot of that so far, kind of pushing heavy on the survival stuff. And actually on the survival point, coming up a little bit later this year, hopefully, is our target for our feature complete / beta. And there's kind of a 3-prong approach for that I was interested in talking about tonight.
Great.
The first one is we're going to introduce a single player DayZ option. So if your internet fails, you can still play the game. Tied with that. I
know that's one of the reasons that a lot of people originally got into DayZ was that fantasy of being the sole survivor of a zombie apocalypse.
Yes, and so you'll have that option if you just can't stand people, you can play by yourself.
Yeah, this is me right here. That's me. That's every time I play.
But past that, the single-player DayZ will also allow modders, which is a big thing, obviously, for PC gaming, to test their content locally before they start to push it to the Steam Workshop. And past single-player modding, we have, obviously, we're going to fully embrace Steam Workshop. If you played Arma 2 DayZ, it was a pain to install. You had these little things you had to do and switches and packages to download. But the idea is you go into the Steam Workshop, you find what you want to install, you click it, and you're done. Like you're in the game. And past that, I guess the big thing that everybody wanted to know when it came to modding is we are going to be releasing publicly the tool. It's a separate piece of software that will allow people to host their own DayZ servers on whatever hardware they want, LAN party, their own data center. We're just going to open it wide up once we hit beta. So everybody can do whatever they want with DayZ.
Yeah, what are the sort of expectations you have going into that? Because, obviously, with the original Arma games, there's just this huge range of mods that people have created. And how do you, do you just translate those lessons over to DayZ, or is it a unique case?
Well, there's definitely a knowledge base that'll transfer over, but part of the thing that has taken a lot of time for us to develop DayZ is we're also developing its engine in tandem, in Fusion.
Of course.
And as we get to towards our feature complete area, that's when we start to roll out the tool set for Infusion. And there's going to be a bit of a learning curve, but the idea is we have new scripts, new animation graph. Everything is designed to give people more control and easier control over DayZ.
I'm excited to see DayZ finally enter the beta, because as we talked about, been one of the long-standing successes in the Steam early access. So Brian Hicks, thank you so much for coming out to talk about DayZ.
Thank you.
Mods. And we talked a little about this before, that Bohemia has continued to have an extreme dedication to its modding community. Up next, we're going to take a look at a video from another early access title that Bohemia is working on that did begin as a mod. It's called Take on Mars.